GM, 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 G fucking M. Hello from the airport lounge, drinking a delicious coffee, waiting for my flight. GM. So feel like I haven't seen you all in fucking years. It was kind of weird not having the real world for almost an entire evening. So got a lot to catch up on. Yesterday, I talked about how there's no need to panic. The time to sell is not at support, right? Time to sell is not when we're setting up this nice support level at around number 40, with the OPEX coming next week, which is got a support of 40 and a resistance of 45, and with the horrible sentiment in the market and on Twitter and everywhere that we're all doomed and we're going to zero over a weekend. Do people never learn? So we sold off on Saturday. We sold off on Sunday, right? And I say sold off, barely. Bitcoin basically went flat, chopping between the two moving averages. And alts sold off a bit and everybody panicked. And really what it was people were showing their leverage, right? This is a good sentiment guide for you. If you're watching online and you're seeing all these accounts start to say, don't forget to protect yourself. And after it's already down, of course, they all sold the top in hindsight. But what the problem is, that does give me a little bit of concern for complacency in the market, because if all these people are getting hyper emotional about literally, it was from Friday evening to Sunday night, it was a 2% drop, maybe into the close, a 2.6% drop, right? That's a fucking tiny move. I heard the word nuke about 1 million times on Twitter over the weekend, and people talking about selling and selling and selling and selling. This is not a nuke. That was not a nuke. That was nothing. So that heightened sense of emotion, where the reactions of people are so much more basically outsized, the reaction is so much bigger than you would expect given the actual reality, tells me that people are over leveraged, right? Of course, you can never truly tell, right? You never get a clear indication that people are over leveraged one way or the other, but you can tell that when people are taking on too much risk, maybe it's not too much leverage, maybe they just bought at a wrong place, right? So whatever coin it is they're watching, I don't know, like Fetch, for example, which is a coin I'm currently trading, if they were buying in at inopportune places, so buying where they shouldn't buy, maybe they were buying here and buying here and buying here, and they bought this dip, and then they watch Fetch drop back and drop and drop and drop, and then it sells off, oh no, all the way down to here. Those little moves just make them panic, right? So these fucking announcements, if you fuck off, is it like the intercom of the airport is just fucking screaming across the room. Anyway, so it's people's leverage is showing, or their over exuberance, right? So they got a little bit too excited on this breakout of Fetch, they got long, and they got flushed out. Panic, closed, and then they start shorting. So now I want it to go down. So these people are not behaving rationally in any way. Injective is just absolutely flying. I said $40 injective yesterday, already hit it. Wow. What a move. What a move. TRB, I think, could be next. TRB is an interesting one, with DWF pumping it. I should have got long, to be honest, but I don't have a clear plan for it, so I'm gonna just wait. But back to Fetch. I think I'll take some profit on my Fetch. So I got long Fetch at 55 over here, right? And I've ridden the move all the way up and had a couple of longs in between. Had a couple of winning longs from here to here, had a winning long from here to here, and then I had a losing long where I got long on one of the pullbacks and got stopped out. So my spot position with 3 trades on top. I said with the weekly candles that with these long wick weeklies and we push up into them, that it could be doing what it's done over here, could be doing what it's done over here or here in the past. I think fetch is different, as in I think it can make a new high from here quite easily. So the spot position I have, I won't rush to change, but I do think it's going to pull back here. And if it pulls back here, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if these are pullbacks you want to buy. So here's my approach. I think if we pull back from here, I'll probably close. I'll take profit on my position because that was my original plan. Remember, the plan was you don't panic and sell here. If it bounces and you don't like the bounce or you want to de-risk on the bounce, take profit then, right? So the only thing stopping me from TPing this and then also looking at like a cash and looking at some of these other great bounces we've had in AI is the fact that NVIDIA, just heading into the Santa rally, as we get in, the stocks are getting fully into Santa rally, NVIDIA is going towards all-time highs. So that's going to give a shot in the arm to the AI narrative, right? This is going to make all-time highs and it's going to go significantly higher. No doubt about that. It wouldn't be hanging around here if it wasn't going to do that. It wouldn't have done a head and shoulders and then invalidated it if it wasn't going to do that. It wouldn't have dropped back to the 50 and consolidated for a week or two, right? This is going for all-time high. Of course, it'll probably take the highs, false breakout first time. You know, breakouts aren't always easy, although it's already done that over here. You got the messy candles that you see in the stock market. Not nice and clean like our crypto candles. We already had a false breakout, so I think this one is ready to go. Probably rips today, I guess. So that's bullish for the AI narrative and for the AI space. So if it wasn't for that, I'd be more considering of closing some AI positions or taking profit. But that's going to just let me wait. I'm just going to delay by a day or two. Nothing crazy. GPT, Layer AI. That's another one I have open. Looking really good here. I think if it can get back above this 200 day EMA, it should fly from there. But it's holding up nicely. Nice support resistance flip. Should hopefully be able to push higher. But yeah, and WorldCoin. So WorldCoin, I'm going to deep dive WorldCoin actually on Trade of the Day because I like WorldCoin still. And it's actually interesting. I want to take a look at ICP. Take a look at ICP. Not because I'm trading it. Yeah, that's just holding up like I expected, right? The coins that are trending are going to trend. So ICP had a really nice big breakout after years, literally, of downtrend, and it's broken out and it's consolidating back at the 4-hour EMAs. So ICP is not actually a bad shout for a continuation move here. I think it probably trends higher. I haven't traded it yet. I'm not going to trade it necessarily at all. Maybe I will, but it's finally breaking. Huge downtrend. Everyone just thinks this is going to fail again. It's ultimate disbelief, right? But it's actually time probably for ICP to trend a bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes to 15. If these fucks would ever stop with their fucking announcements. So let me look at the data to finish. See how the market's looking here. Funding rates, Bitcoin funding way up again, right? So people haven't learned their lesson. Yeah, I think I'll take some profits across the market. I'll show you what I mean here. Funding rate, open interest, and OI. Here's OI excluding Bitcoin. Here is funding rate for just Bitcoin. OI weighted, funding rate across alts. So there's a lot of excitement around BTC. I'm very keen to add along on a dip, but this process of reaccumulation, pushing higher, it is a process, right? It's going to be choppy in both directions. You're seeing now open interest really ramping up here. We're pushing back up to the levels before this previous flush at about 11.6 billion, 11.5 billion now. Open interest, longs chasing in, Bitcoin funding up over 0.01, not too bad. Altcoin funding starting to tick up again after having been below neutral. So again, nothing too crazy. But what I'm expecting, price-wise, is something like this. Which one I was drawing on? Here, no. That was the bearish potential. We've avoided that, which is very good. Let me show you here. If you remember yesterday's daily levels, said you don't want to have any concern unless Bitcoin loses the 200 EMA. Well, look at that. How well was the 200 EMA defended? Fucking beautifully. Didn't even get to it. Now, if we stay below this line, I think we can get to it, right? So for BTC, if we stay in this structure here and just imagine we pull back from this level, I think we can take out these lows because that will take out everyone who FOMO'd in. And then essentially we just follow that exact same path that I've drawn where it goes like this, right? And that's what we do. We dip back down, takes out these lows, maybe takes these lows. Everything gets overly bearish again, flip-flops one way or the other, and away we go. The most dangerous thing you can ever do is think